Welcome back to my channel. It's Bree. First of all, let me just say, my last video, like, I got a lot of love and I was a little overwhelmed, you know. I was like, they really like me. It was so exciting and I'm really glad that y'all are receptive to my videos. I got a little bit of a quirky personality, guys, and you know, it gets a little shaky sometimes, okay? I was just glad that a lot of you guys enjoyed that last video and I got a lot of new subscribers, and you know what? Y'all cool or whatever, like, y'all are really lit. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. Y'all are the truth. Today's video is all about your girl Norvina. You know, she done came out with a little eyeshadow palette or whatever. I tested this palette out for the first time today. This is not a super in-depth tutorial. It's not even like a super legit review, to be honest. Like, I've seen so many videos about this eyeshadow palette already. I was kind of like hesitant to even put one out. I'm gonna give you guys this quick little eye look that I did today. Hopefully you guys like it. We're just gonna go over a couple of little things about the palette, nothing major. And for those of you that have not subscribed yet, this is your chance, okay? You can do it. Like, all you gotta do is just hit that little button, just click the button, just boop. I know some of you guys have commitment issues and you don't, you know, it takes, even for me, it takes me a while to subscribe to a channel. Like, I have to really feel like this is a safe place and I'm at home. Make sure you guys keep watching to see how I got this eyeshadow look, and stay tuned to hear my thoughts about this palette. Well, we are back at it again with another review type thing. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So looking at this palette, I don't really know where I want to start with this. I don't think that this color is going to look nice on me. I don't think this color is going to look nice on me. I don't think this color is going to look nice on me. So there's already 3 shades in this palette that I'm like, I don't like. Maybe I should challenge myself. I'm going to use the shade Incense as a transition shade. Oh, snapper jackers. It's powdery. I'm gonna take this shade and I'm gonna bring this right up in here on my brow bone. I thought the shade would be a little too light, but that definitely comes off darker. Is it my brush? This shade is coming off darker on my eyelid than I thought it was going to, and it's a very, very, very cool color. So I already really didn't think that I was going to be able to use this shade, but I'm shocked. I'm a little shooketh. I don't know if I really like this color, but okay, we're gonna go along with it. It kind of makes my eyelids look ashy, and as a black female, we strive to make sure that we never look ashy and always classy. But this right here is giving me the ashy feels, and I don't think I really like that. There's a little bit of kick up with this shade Incense. It's a little powdery in that pan, but it's not anything that's really annoying me or like it's too bad. I might as well just keep using shades that I don't like so I can push myself past my boundaries. I'm gonna take the shade Volatile, because this is another shade that I would never go for. A little bit lower in my crease, like right down up in here. Yeah. All these shades make me look very, very ashy. But I do realize that these are probably supposed to be used as crease colors, so I might as well just use them and see if I can get any use out of them. Maybe it won't be as bad when I finish my full face, but I don't really like cool tones on me. Well, the eyeshadow seems to be blending in nicely. I'm not having an issue with any of the matte eyeshadows yet, but I've only used 2 shades. So I finished using 2 shades that I definitely knew for sure in the palette that I was not gonna like. The next shade that I'm gonna take, which I actually really do like, is the shade Passion. I'm gonna use that shade and I'm gonna go in on my crease again just to build up some depth. I really like this shade. This was a shade that I was drawn to immediately when I saw this palette. So we'll see how these colors build up and start looking. This shade is not as powdery in the pan like the last one that I used. So I like how this shade is layering over the last shade. They actually look really complementary with one another. I can do this, okay. Sometimes it's a good thing to step outside your comfort zone and try new things, because honestly, I was not here for those first two shades because they looked so funny, but it's layering pretty nicely. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I don't usually go for shades like this on my eyes, but I should try it because, you know, we're doing a tutorial and people are gonna want to see what everything looks like, so. Ooh, pigment. Wow. That's pigmented. I'm a little shaken up here because of this pigment. I'm a little bit, it shook me a little bit. Let me try the other eye without any spray. Okay, yeah, it performs better with some spray. This is a nice shade. Nicer than what I was expecting to look on me. I could have picked a better brush to apply this with, but too late. Fallout City, I'm getting fallout all over the place. Good thing I didn't do my foundation first. I mean, I never do my foundation first, but if you do your foundation first with this eyeshadow, you're probably gonna need a lot of powder underneath your eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade that I've been dying to use. I'm gonna use the shade Celestial. I'm like super excited for this shade, and I'm praying to God that this eyeshadow performs the way that I'm expecting it to, because I'll be very disappointed. I purchased this palette for you. For you. Oh, wait a minute now. Might be the brush. Okay. It's not coming off on my brush. That's weird. So I just put a little bit on my brush, and well, I just try to dip in a whole lot, and that's all I got. Maybe it doesn't like this kind of brush. We'll try the Sonia Kashuk brush and see if it works. For some reason, this shade is not coming off on my brush the way I want it to. I was expecting a little bit more. A lot of fallout with this shade. All right, I thought this shade was gonna perform a little bit different, but it's kind of giving me not the intense payoff that I was hoping for. I'm having to dip back into this palette a whole lot to get this color. Such a pretty color, but I'm definitely going back and forth. I'm not sure if there's a certain kind of brush that I'm supposed to use with this shade. Let me try my finger. Everything always performs better with your finger, but a lot of people really don't like using their finger to put on eyeshadow. I'm not one of those people that likes this. Yeah, I love this shade though, but I wish it picked up a little bit more on my brush so I could use it the way I would normally use my eyeshadows. I'm gonna go into the shade Drama now. It's a really pretty color too. Oh, that picked up on my brush right away. This color came up on my brush right away, so that's better than the last shade that I just used. Way better. Oh, it's falling out. I can feel it. I think this shade would probably be really nice all over the lid for like a nighttime look. Really pretty deep smoky eye. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Passion, and I'm gonna just blend out the outer corners just a little bit more. Get your blend on, girl. Get your blend on. Add some of that back to the center. Now I'm gonna clean up my under eye because there was a lot of fallout with a lot of those eyeshadows, the metallic shades, more than I would really like. Although I don't feel like fallout is like a super big deal, it's annoying to have eyeshadow falling all over your face in the middle of you trying to do your makeup. Just make sure you don't do your foundation before you use the eyeshadow because it was a little bit of a mess. I'm going to do my foundation and concealer and everything else very quickly, so I'm going to speed through this part. So my face is pretty much done for the most part. I'm gonna highlight my face, and I figured since I have this Anastasia Dream palette, I might as well use this to highlight and snatch my cheekbones, you know. She was popping with that. I've had this palette for a while, so this is nothing new. I think I'm gonna take the shade Ethereal and Unicorn and mix those two together. We're gonna use a little bit of this, tap that off, a little bit of that. Tap that off. This palette is a little bit on the chunky side to me, so you gotta be a little careful. It's pretty. That looks good. Looks good. Okay, so there's that. We got that highlight popping. You know, those things are working out. I'm gonna go back to this eyeshadow palette now. I'm gonna use this dark, I don't know, burgundy shade Passion on my lower lash line just to give it a little bit of depth. I still have that other eyeshadow on this brush as well, so they're both kind of just mixing and blending together. I'm applying this kind of messily down here because I didn't want it to be super precise or anything like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of Celestial. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle. I think I'm gonna pop a little bit of that pink called Wild Child. I've heard this shade is pretty difficult to deal with, so I wanna see it for myself. And I'm gonna put this in my inner corner on the lower lash line. Oh, that was cute. I used that without spraying my brush and I don't feel like I had any issues. I don't have the liquid lipstick that Norvina created to pair with this eyeshadow palette, but I have something that's close enough. I have the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in the shade 52 and I mixed Huda Beauty's Muse liquid lipstick. I don't ever buy any Anastasia liquid lipsticks because I'm allergic to them, so let's talk about this eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette was created by Norvina. That's Anastasia's daughter. I mean, everybody knows her from Instagram. She's super cute. She likes purples. Her hair is always like that super pretty purple, like platinum shade. So it was only fitting for her to come out with a palette that had purples, you know? I was super interested in this palette only because purple is my favorite color and I would never, ever pass up on a palette that has purples in it, especially by Anastasia because I really like that brand. In the Norvina eyeshadow palette, you get 7 metallic shades and 7 matte shades. When I saw this palette on Trendmood, the first time I saw this palette in the promo pictures, I was immediately, right away, because purple is my favorite color, I was drawn to Celestial, Drama, and Celestial and Drama, pretty much. Those were the two shades that really drew me into this palette. There were also some shades in here that I was extremely turned off by when I saw it online. Like this shade Soul. The nicest way that I could say this is that it's just not cute. I don't think this shade Soul is cute for anybody that is like darker than Norvina pretty much, because it's just gonna end up looking like either if you're medium, you're gonna look bruised, and if you're deep, you're just gonna look ashy. How in the devil am I gonna wear this shade? There were some things that I wanted, that I wish she would have done with this palette that would have made me and probably some other people more excited. I think that Norvina should have taken this shade and made it deeper, just a little bit more rich. I feel like there just could have been so many different things that she did. I wanted to see a magenta, I wanted to see a sapphire blue. I'm gonna do some swatches for you guys. I mean, I feel like you guys have already probably seen 1,000,001 swatches, but I guess if you guys wanna see swatches here, fine. The first shade that I swatched is Dreamer. The next shade is Summer. Summer is that like typical, it's just a typical goldish color. I mean, it really didn't have to get put into this palette. This shade, Wild Child, is, I can feel it's a little bit chunkier than all the other shades. Yeah, that's chunky, but it blends nicely. Rose Gold, that's pretty. Rose Gold is really pretty. I had a problem with Celestial applying it on my eyes. I don't know why, it was like giving me a hard time on my brush earlier. Here's Dazzling. This color could have been taken out in my opinion because it's kind of similar. I don't feel like this palette needed Summer and Dazzling. Like, why do we have this shade and that shade? It wasn't very necessary. And then the last shade is Drama. Here's the shade Soul. It does not flatter my skin very much. I don't think it looks the best on my skin. Incense, I'll show you guys Incense. It kind of blends into my skin, as you can see. And then I'll show you guys Volatile. So there's Volatile. This shade Love. Oh wow. Okay. So this is the shade Love. I don't think I'm gonna be blending anything out with a pink shade. Like, I don't know how much use I'm gonna get out of this shade Love, but can I just say, this just swatched so pretty. So I wasn't expecting that. Now that was a pleasant surprise. This whole first row of shimmers, I think absolutely all of the shimmers are beautiful. They're all really, really pretty. But did we need those exact shades in this palette? Probably not. I feel like she could have kicked it up a notch and took a little bit more of a risk with this palette. I was just a little disappointed only because some of these shades I know I'm not gonna get that much use out of. I'm not gonna compare this palette to a whole bunch of other ones because I feel like everybody's already done that in their reviews. Nobody wants to keep watching the same thing. All y'all really wanna know is whether you should get the palette or you shouldn't get the palette. This palette is gonna stay in my collection because I legit love the color purple. If I didn't like the color purple, I probably would not have looked twice at this. Just saying. As far as formula goes, these metallics are some of the creamiest that I've ever felt from Anastasia. So if you're looking for metallics that go on like butter, then maybe you'll like this palette. But I've seen some people's reviews saying they don't like the metallics because they're patchy, this, that, and the other. Only shade that I had an issue with today was Celestial, and even still, I feel like it looks nice on my lid. I would just go to the store. Like, you guys don't even need to run out and rush to get it on the website. Don't buy it online. Go in the store, swatch it yourself, and determine whether or not you like the consistency for yourself, because everybody on YouTube has an opinion about something. This person doesn't like the texture, this person doesn't like the fallout. Just go in the store and try it yourself, okay? Because I'm not, you know, it just gets a little too touchy on the internet, okay? Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me.